So it's very important that you get your agent, if you have one long-time agent, to basically able to translate this urban transformation exit milestone to the next buyer. Then they will pay you that premium to then hold that place. So next, we then talk about is it really an opportunity cost or potential for growth by buying the existing product, especially so those under the urban transformation area already left 20% or 10% only. Okay, so in this instance, I want to share with you my avid investors, Kelvin Boon. Just to give you some background, he actually bought the second last unit in Panorama. Okay, and how is his experiences like today? Because I helped him exit already, and I'm going to show you that basically he buy 20 over. He actually owns a development called Clover by the Park, 20 over story, and we actually repurpose that for something on the second floor, which he is super apprehensive about. Imagine someone staying 20 over story right now by second floor. How would you feel? Okay, so again, fueling is one thing. I actually asked him, what is your priority of this intent? What do you want to do? Why are you switching your homes here and there? Okay, he says that my priority is investment. I want capital gain. Then I say, then what about the 20 over floor right now to the second floor? Is it a wrong priority here? Is it because it's emotional, or is it will give you higher gain? That means buying second floor will it not give you higher gain? That's what I said. Okay, so in this instance, just hear a quick video here before I share with you his journey by taking the route of the existing property, especially so buying the second last property before a TOP. All right, so here we go.
My name is Kelvin Boon. I'm a property investor, and I get to meet KS while looking for a new property for my family in the Panorama Launch about 4 years ago. I had one property in Clover by the Park, purchased at a pretty high price. So when I sell Clover, I contacted KS. He helped me make the sale at a very good price. In fact, when I look back, it is one of the best prices during that period of time of the unit transacted in Clover, because any delay would mean a loss of a couple of $100,000. The other example was my purchase of Panorama. His advice to us was to rent, to let the market go down, which he predicted correctly. And with one property, we actually turned it into two very nice properties, one Panorama and one is Sophia Hills. And we are sitting at a very significant profit now.
So over here, you learned that Kelvin basically changed one property into two. And just to give you some background, basically they got relocated overseas for work. So with that, the wife no longer hold an employment contract, so he needs to buy something for passive rental income, because without rental contract you can't take a loan, so you can't go in and out of the market. All right, so we then understand the so-called limitation, but also how can we optimize them in these instances. Okay, so next I just want to show you how does it look like in his portfolio. Okay, so this is buyer's profile of Kelvin. Okay, very importantly, we always want to have the end in mind. Okay, so anything that we do, I always ask my client, what is your outcome? What do you want? A lot of people say want money, right? Okay, so I said money is a means goal, because money can give you what? Okay, money can give you a safe so-called security, which will then give you retirement. So what you want is actually retirement, right? Okay, or semi-retirement. Okay, some people want legacy planning, etc. So again, we get very clear in this so-called outcome. Only we know the outcome, we then know what we can do for you, because we want to focus on the why, not the how and the what. All right, which is what a lot of people are so hyper so-called focused about. So in this instance, we talk about portfolio diversification, and we're talking about Clover by the Park for sale. Okay, repurpose it to basically two purchases. So the equity on hand is basically taken from Clover by the Park when they sell it, and the intent of their purchase basically is one for dwelling property with good paper value gain, and the other one is passive investment vehicle. So like I mentioned, because the wife no longer works and employment income, the wife name falls under the passive investment vehicle, while Kelvin himself buy the dwelling property with good paper value gain. So over here, we then look at the market dynamics. Again, we apply the urban transformation fundamentals. What is the buying strategy here? We wait for the market to cool down, which I predicted correctly. And then secondly, we invest two properties instead, one for one exchange. Okay, even with the limitation of no more employment income. And then next, we then look at what are the properties we buy. Panorama and Sophia Hills, and Panorama is for dwelling property with good paper value gain, And we talk about Sophia Hills for passive investment vehicle because it gives quite good rental profile and also income over there. All right. So next, we then talk about timing the exit to its urban transformation milestone. So to share, we have exited the Panorama already. All right. So how is this profit looks like? So in this instance, I'm just going to share with you the Panorama completed in 2017. Okay, and we then see how the urban transformation fundamentals apply in this investment. So again, we learned that new launches always have a higher price resistance in the downturn market compared to a resale property. In this instance, we could actually buy Central at Ang Mo Kio Hub, which is right next to the MRT, also right beside the Ang Mo Kio Hub and the bus interchange. The per square foot is almost the same, maybe barely just about $100 per square foot differences, but we still end up buying Panorama, okay, because we know about this matrix, okay, and this fundamental, so we choose Panorama. Next, we then talk about the second so-called matrix to know, never buy the last plot of land. So in this instance, we have the media published that the next plot of land is going to be launched for tender, or you thought tendered already on June 2nd, 2021. Okay, because again, we know that the next plot of land as a what? A catalyst to boost price appreciation. Okay. Next, we then talk about buying within a walking distance to an existing or upcoming train station. So at the time when you buy in 2017, this MRT is still not up yet. So it just came up. You learned just now on the LTA Master Plan 2022, which is this year. Mayflower train station is up. Okay, just before it up, we exited it. Okay. Next, we then talk about the reputable school within 1 km, and just next door we have CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School, which is the top 5 in Singapore. Okay, so with all these 5 key measure matrix being adhered to, let's look at the exit strategy of 2 units of the same stack here. How does it look like, even though one is much more desirable, one is less desirable? So what it means here is that if you look at this unit here, this is basically Kelvin's unit, okay? So Kelvin's unit here, basically he bought on the 16th of January 2017. So guys, 2017 just now you saw is the completion TOP date of Panorama. So Kelvin actually entered in just the last 2 units before the TOP, okay? So he bought the 2nd floor. And as I mentioned just now, he was very apprehensive because he used to stay at 22nd story at Clover by the Park. And right now, suddenly go to 2nd floor, it's a 20-story shave off for him. And he was very apprehensive. So we align again with their outcome, and that's where we make this decision. In fact, he tell me, KS, you sure about this or not? I say, Kelvin, you actually bought Clover by way of sub-sale, and your runway is so short, and then we exit the property already. And by that nature of buying sub-sale and exit with a shorter runway where seller stamp duty was met, we just exit, more often than not, people lose money. And because I got the right exit for you, you make money. So you buy high and sell higher, okay? So I said that not many people go through that. So in this instance, I told him that, trust me, this one you are buying through me, I'm planning the entry for you. I'm also planning the exit for you as well. Okay, so with that, because I have actually given him that confidence, even though he buy high, I help him sell higher, he trusted me on this one, okay? So with that, we buying in the 2nd floor, okay? And then he was apprehensive because he was comparing another unit on the 9th floor on the same stack. And if you look at the purchase price of these 2 units, the 9th floor, which is a much more desirable unit, actually bought at 11 or 10,000 cheaper than Kelvin, and he purchased 7 months before him in May 2016, whereas Kelvin bought the 2nd floor in 2017 and paying 10,000 more. So he said, AKS, you sure? You sure? I said, I'm sure. Okay, so we went in, and then next thing we saw is that both of us exited, okay? And if you look at the per square foot here, we exited at 1480 per square foot, whereas the much more desirable unit actually exited at 1419 per square foot. And if you look at the sale price, we actually make an additional profit of 72,000, okay, or 71,000 comparing to the 9th floor unit, which is much more desirable. If you look at the time difference, we are not very far. We did it on the 15th of July 2021. We hit about 22 percentage point. Holding period is about 1,640 days, which is about 4 years to 4.5 years. And then the other unit was basically 6th of May 2021, just 2 months before us. And the holding period was 1,800 days. Imagine you hold longer and then you make lesser, even though you're higher floor. Which part of this not correct? Okay, so by nature he's supposed to get a higher sale price, but how come he did not? Okay, most of you will be having question mark right now. So I want to share with you the land cost, okay, because they sold at the wrong time. And why the wrong time? So if you look at, again, the URA release Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1 parcel, because all these things you can check on the URA website. You see the confirmed lease, when will they confirm tender date, etc. You look at the date, basically 12th of noon, 25th of May 2021, that's where the land tender was confirmed for the Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1. We are at Avenue 2. And this guy missed the exit. He sold before, again, when the waters were clean. So what I mean by waters were clean, I actually shared a metaphor that two brothers bought into a commercial shophouse each at the same time in the 1980s. One actually sold when the canal was still dirty and smells of sewage, whereas the other brother actually sold it when the waters were clean, okay, and who actually makes a higher profit, right? So eventually everybody says the clean one, the one that sells when the waters were clean. So in this instance, this is the same metaphor. This seller sold basically when the waters were dirty, all right? And what was the land cost work out then? The land cost is $1,118 per square foot. So guys, you learned just now, based on the land cost, based on the construction cost, and also the margin, how much is going to sell in the future. So what is the price for Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1 using what 1118 plus 350 times 1.3? What is the future price we are looking at Ang Mo Kio? Guys, nobody have an answer? 1908, fantastic. Excel says 1908. Kai says 1908.4. Yes, plus minus there. Okay, so with that in mind, what happens? I then tell the next purchaser, I say that, hey, look, you can either buy from me at 1,005 now and you sell 1,007 later when this product launch, or you can buy from me at 1,007 when this product launch and nobody else is selling at 1,005. Or you could eventually, if everybody buys from us during that period of time, you can choose to buy this Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1 at $2,000 per square foot. Which one would you want? You have three options. So of course with that, they end up buying through us at close to $1,500 per square foot, even though we are on the second floor. Okay, and this is very important because the sales agent that is representing you must be able to translate these facts to the next buyer. All right, so what I'm going to share with you here is another unit sold just 2 weeks after us. Okay, so what is this unit? We are talking about here, 30th of July 2021 on the first column here, and this unit is first floor, stack 26. Okay, just one floor below us. And this on the first floor, there is no additional patio, so their size is the same, 1163 per square foot. And you look at the holding period, it's the same. They are about 30 days more than us, 1672 days. We are 1641 days. And can you look at the annualized gain at 3.1%? If you look at the purchase price and the sale price here, they're going to show you in the next clip, you will be shocked. The purchase price they bought at 4,000 cheaper than us because they bought just 2 weeks after us. That's the last unit. Congratulations to them, they bought the last unit. But when it comes to the exit, do you know that more often than not, people actually use the last transaction as their point or frame of reference, okay? And that's exactly this facilitator did for the ground floor for its owner. So what is the price differential here? Just 2 weeks difference. We are talking about 100,000 difference, a 6-figure difference, okay? So Kelvin unit was transacted at 1.72 million, whereas the first floor unit was transacted at 1.62 million, okay? And I would imagine and visualize that the agent actually told the owner, look, 9th floor sold for 1.65 million 2 months ago. Okay, you're on the first floor, 1.62 million. Okay, what? All right, sounds familiar. Okay, so with that in mind, they accepted it. But the point here is how come they didn't see our transaction? Because caveat usually lodged a lot more later. Alright, so right now it's already lodged. In fact, the whole completion already completed. The owner of the first floor definitely is very upset, I would think so. Okay, so it's very important that you get your agent, if you have one long-time agent, to basically able to translate this urban transformation exit milestone to the next buyer. Then they will pay you that premium to then hold that place. And basically, like I mentioned, every now and then, you saw the table just now, we talk about exit phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. Why is so important? Because your exit phase 1, you take the prawn already. You must leave the income release for exit 2, exit 3, exit 4 for the next buyer. If not, why would they pay you a premium? Make sense? Okay? So with that in mind, hence it's so important that even though the holding period is just 30 days apart, the missed opportunity here, we are talking about 6.7% and an annualized gain of just 3.1%. Okay, because so at the wrong time, do not know how to use urban transformation to leverage their exit. Okay, so over here, next thing, again, we talk about opportunity cost, headroom for growth. So you have learned, are upcoming launches still a better investment than existing launches? So is it true or not true? Okay, true, yeah? Some of you say, Xin Yong says it's true. Okay, so next thing we then talk about the matrix here basically is not all upcoming is better than all existing launches. That's for sure. Okay, we are comparing all over here, right? Okay, but what's so important here is you want to measure it to urban transformation, which is the clearest indicator for growth. Okay, that's why I dwell so much on this urban transformation, because that's where government pour, unlimitless kind of resources into it. Okay, so next thing we then talk about there are currently 11 existing projects that you saw just now that actually give you better opportunities for headroom for growth.